All right. So after the last Kevin Samuels clip, I saw a lot of mixed reactions, and honestly, I get it. This next one, it's got a different kind of tension, not loud, but sharp. Welcome back to Metal Groove, where we slow down and actually listen. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and let's take this one in together.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah. What do you got for me?
Hi. I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm behind. Do you know what? There's a delay on my on from what I was watching because I was watching your live, but I was like, I think there's like a 2 minute delay.
Yeah, you called into my show.
Hi.
Hi.
I did, yeah. I love your show. I love this. I love this conversation. Sorry, am I still live right now, or
Yeah,
is
you're
this
still live. You're live.
okay? So are you still talking about black women still having like, high
Talking about
standards?
I'm talking about B. Simone and her not wanting a 9 to 5 man. That was the general topic. But what did you have that you wanted to actually input?
Gotcha. So, I mean, I think it kind of all rolls into one. And, I've seen a couple comments about women essentially having high standards, like women who are post 32, I think I've been seeing, or post 35.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm not really sure that's all it is. I think it's a little bit more complex than that. And there are a variety of issues as to why somebody can be single. And, I guess my point is, I think we all just need to recognize the variety of issues. And then
Well,
I also did have a question directly for you.
okay. Well, let me say that. Are you married or are you single?
I'm I'm
Hello. You broke
currently
up.
single right now.
Huh? You broke up.
Can you hear me now?
You're going in and out. But what'd you say about your status?
I'm single right now.
Okay. So here's the problem. Here's the issue with that variety uh, position, right? Anytime you have a conversation, you're going to have to make broad generalizations, and they're going to be generally true for the people you're talking about. There's always going to be individual circumstance. However, the older a woman tends to be, the less likely her chances are for successfully marrying, mating, and producing a family.
I agree.
All right.
Absolutely.
So when you're looking at and that's why the whole thing is there's this thing called the wall, and it's a biological term. It has everything to do with a female's fertility. After age 35, medical science has said women go into what is considered high risk. Now that may vary from individual to individual, but that's just what the current science is. Higher chances for
I agree.
babies with birth defects, Down syndrome, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, what most men look at is if a woman is attractive, 7, 8, or 9, and is in shape, especially say 8, 9, or 10 is a body. If she's unmarried and over 30, she has been approached by multiple suitable men, yet she has not chosen to settle down with one of these guys. It can't be a problem with the
Uh-huh.
men at all the time. It has to come down to the person who's selecting these guys. Would you agree or disagree?
True. I I do agree with you.
Okay, so that's why the
I
whole thing
I
about
just
the over
okay.
30, that's the over 30 because it tends to become, see, and I'm just going to say this and I'll let you ask the question. When we're younger, we life is always ahead of us. We're in our early 20s, but life for a woman really happens between 18 and 35. And the pressure for a woman
Yeah.
to actually marry is really on, especially from 27 to 35. And if it hasn't happened, it's only natural for some women to be upset, saying, well, what's wrong? What happened? And that's this conversation playing out in real time. But what's your question? And I can get to it and you can get on to the other folks.
Yeah, absolutely. So my question really was, if a lady, um, 32, just turned 32, like I've literally spent most of my life um, studying, really trying to get my own stuff together. I can't say I've always been in the position where I've been around high value
Mm-hmm.
men. So selection hasn't been around really. It's only really been around over the past 2 years.
Okay.
And, I'll just put it out there, I have no problem getting dates, like whether
Right.
it's in real life
Right.
and if I'm trying online dating. I just think, as somebody who has prioritized, really getting my own stuff together, and maybe later on, what I'm calling like a late bloomer,
Mm-hmm.
realize what my own priorities are in terms of, okay, look, I really want to settle down and have a real provider,
Okay.
and not have to do
Yeah.
the type of work that I'm.
So what's your question?
I don't know. Like, would you call that an exception to the rule, or
So
like,
you're
what do you
32?
think about that?
You're
Yeah, I'm
32.
32.
Okay. And from what you said, you have no problem getting a date.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is not uncommon for women 30 plus. The distinction comes in getting getting a high value man to commit to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll answer your question. How tall are you?
5'6".
And what dress size are you?
5'4".
Okay. So if you're 5'6" and a dress size 4, and I think you mentioned that you are actually earning more now than you've ever earned.
Yeah.
Did I mishear that?
Well, I didn't really mention earning more. I just mentioned doing more, like developing myself career-wise.
Okay. But you mentioned something about being around more of a selection of high value men.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're
Exactly,
in.
yeah.
So, and here's the thing. If you had been around that selection of men 10 years ago, how different would life have been?
I think it would have been a lot different.
And therein lies the rub.
To be completely
So therein lies the rub. See, you're 32, can realize that if I would have known what I knew 10 years ago, being around high value men at my height, body weight, and everything else, I would have had a much greater chance at actually landing this high value husband and going and checking out of the game and going off and forming my family and doing that thing. But because you came into the knowledge where you did, now you're older in the game. Okay. So the question is for women like you, let's just say I agree with everything you say. What age range do you typically date in?
Okay, and I'm so glad that you asked that, because that was going to be my next question. In terms
I'm good
of
at what I
increasing
do.
my chances, my logic would be, okay, well, for a 32-year-old woman, maybe if I'm serious about, really landing a high priority guy, a high integrity guy, it would be, I've got to be looking 55 and upwards,
Okay.
But
okay, is that what you date?
Naturally,
Is that what you date
get
though?
along more. True.
Okay,
but to
so
answer your question, I've been dating more guys around my age group, so I would say between 36 and 40. But I have dated a guy like who was 50.
okay, let me help you out. Okay, all right. It is unfair. I don't want to use the word. It is impractical to expect a man of 36 to be able to have a man 36 really would do better with a woman 23 to 25, because there's enough age range between those two to where he can actually teach her some things and she can learn from him. Number one. And number two, she won't look at him as a peer. A 36-year-old man you look at as a peer, and he has had the same amount. His career profession is roughly you are. So unless he's an exceptional 36-year-old, you're roughly in the same ballpark as far as education and earning, but you want him to be where the 50-year-old guys are. So so if you really want a high value man, as you say, and what that really means is a guy who can provide you a standard of living to where you don't have to work again after you get pregnant. So he can be a stay-at-home wife and drive a four-door foreign car and all that other kind of stuff. That's what we're talking about. Yes.
Right.
Let's get to those are the guys I call the Henrys. They're in the top 5% of men, guys in this country who make around $300,000 a year. I don't judge it. Yeah, you're going to be looking for guys at least 45.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so dating guys 36 and that kind of stuff is wasting your time. If you're serious, this is the conversation tomorrow. Ladies, if you want what it is you say you want, you got to do what it takes to get it. You can't play around. Meaning, if you really want to be married, you either date guys who are in that group or nothing. Nothing is better. Right. 0 or nothing. No, well, he's 36 and kind of hot, nice package. 0. That would be my suggestion if you were. That would be my suggestion, because you don't want to add any more mess to this. And guys who are serious about finding a wife, they move differently than guys who are just looking at, I'm 36, you're 32, let's hook up and have sex, and then that's a whole different game.
Right.
Call in tomorrow, though.
That's yeah. I definitely will. So can I just ask you one more question?
Sure. Go ahead. Make it quick.
Is it like, would you say a guy in his mid-50s now would still be looking at, would still prioritize, let's say, 25-year-olds over a 33, 32?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't. I would not say that that's going to be for every guy. Honestly, guys in the mid-50s, you're looking at reasonably childbearing years, so 27 to 35. Guys, those ages typically aren't looking for 22-year-olds, because they've been to the. If a guy at that age is looking, he's looking for a reason, and he's looking for a woman to have his children and to wife. And it is that 5 to 7 years can make a huge difference. But if you are the 32 competing against the 25-year-old, you better give me 7 years plus of difference between her hotness. She's got 7 more years of hotness. You better give me 10 more years of cooperation, submission, and intangible benefits that her hotness can't overcome. Because if it comes down to a straight hotness match, you always lose to a younger woman.
That's true.
That's how men think. It ain't pretty, but it is it. Okay? Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Yay. You're the best.
Bye-bye. Bye.
All right. Here's what's really happening. She's 32, single, and proud of spending her life studying and getting her stuff together. And that's great. But being educated and accomplished doesn't automatically help you in the dating world. She keeps saying she has no problem getting dates, but that's not the challenge. The real challenge is getting a high-value man to commit. What she's realizing now is what many women figure out too late. The dating game doesn't wait for anyone. And the longer you stay focused only on yourself, the harder it becomes to align with the type of man you actually want. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about being chosen, it's about understanding men, their interests, and what partnership looks like for the future you want.